The girls are shaking, and I'm gonna drink my little Theraflu because y'all are making me fucking sick, okay? But baby, let's talk about it. I got some inside scoop. The girls are shaking. This Fabio Foreign, Mellow Racks, his baby mama debacle, honey, y'all giving me tremors. We are all shaking on behalf of you. I only got a little bit, but a lot to tell y'all. Hey everybody, this is the Everybody Hate Krissy show. The girls are shaking, baby, and we are back. Y'all already know what time it is. It's a lot of news going on. Let's talk about it. Okay, so you guys know that my show goes in 4 segments. We got health news, international news, local news, and celebrity news. So if you're new here, welcome to the party, okay? Now, we do this show. This is a news show. This is a news channel. We're serious about our shit, okay? But write us down in the comments, like, share, and subscribe. Watch the show. On TikTok, watch the show. On Instagram, watch the show. Watch the show on Roku channel, sponsored by Nosy Bystanders TV. So if you want to find us, which you already did, download the Nosy Bystanders app. You can watch me at any time, okay? All right, everybody, we're going to start off serious, even though the whole show feels serious. We're going to start off with international news, okay? We're going to talk a little bit about this election. And when I say a little bit, baby, I only mean a little bit. So here's what's going on. The election, of course, is a shit show. This is midterm elections. Midterms is when you vote on judges, vote on your local government. To me, it's the most important because when you get arrested, do you want a nice judge who's loving and known to the community? Or do you want some good old boy throwing you in jail for just a little weed in your pocketbook, okay? That's what midterm elections is. And it matters. Now, did your girl vote? I'm not gonna lie, I'm usually an avid voter, and when I say avid, I've worked the polls before. Honey, not the stripper polls, I've worked the real polls. I've been out there when I was in high school and a little bit at the beginning of college. I would get a job and get a stipend for working the voter polls. I'd be the one in there taking your little ticket, taking your little ID. And I did that for years. So I'm very, well-versed in the voting process. But baby, I, being a Californian, stayed out of the mix because I'm not in California right now to vote. Voting in Ohio, shout out to Mike DeWine. The girls are shaking. They don't seem pleased. They don't seem pleased by Miss DeWine at all. I don't know anything about that, even though, of course, it directly affects me. But you know what? There's bigger fish to fry. And the biggest fish I'm going to fry is from the fish fry down there in Georgia. We have failed Stacey Abrams again. Again. Let me give you a little bit of background about Stacey Abrams' election with her and Brian Kemp. So Brian Kemp is a Republican. Stacey Abrams is a Democrat. I already know the reason why y'all continuously, don't vote for Stacey Abrams is a little bit of fraud in the election system, allegedly, but then also probably some colorism thrown in there. We'll get to that in a second. Brian Kemp, terrible, terrible, terrible governor. He's been absolutely deplorable. Brian Kemp first started out in a different electoral position. He did some fraud, allegedly, got fired from said electoral position, but then ended up swindling his whiteness into a higher electoral position to where then he swindled his own votes. Do you see what I'm saying? So could you imagine getting fired, then getting rehired as the boss, and then doing the firing? Do you see what I'm saying? That's basically what that is. Because the former election with Stacey Abrams, I do believe that she won the popular vote. That's when everything was going on with the voter registration booths. It was the Trump era. It was a mess, right? But now I feel like there was a lot of hype missing from behind Stacey Abrams. I believe that it would be more hype if Stacey Abrams looked like Kamala Harris. That's number one. Number two, there would be more hype if black people right now, if we weren't in mourning. We can't get out of a constant state of mourning to even rally behind our leaders that are here. You know what I mean? We lost P&B Rock and then we lost Takeoff. We're going to leave that in celebrity news. And it's just been back-to-back tragedies from Jada Youngin. And I hate to bring the hip-hop community into the government community, but baby, let's be real. Diddy had us out here in vote or die t-shirts. The culture impacts the culture. Let's just be honest, okay? So I say that to say they totally failed her. Of course, like the graceful queen of Zamunda she is, Stacey Abrams went in there and she took it all with grace because she knows Georgia deserves better. But I feel like America deserves exactly what they're getting, baby. America deserves what they're getting. America wants a shit show, and honey, it's getting a full toilet. And, you know, even though I'm here, and I'm here to, you know, I'm a part of the clog. I'm in America too. I'm here. But I say that to say, baby, there's nothing I can do about 400 years of slavery. Let's continue on. So, we have the Pennsylvania election. That was very interesting. That included a governorial candidate named Fetterman and Dr. Oz, celebrity medical doctor. Dr. Oz. Dr. Oz, surprisingly to me, was running on the Republican side. Dr. Oz decided in these past couple of years to completely lose his motherfucking mind. Dr. Oz has changed his viewpoints to some very weird, odd, you know, very deeply Republican leftist, to me, almost Pizzagate-ish kind of mindset. That's what he's changed it to. And it's been odd to watch Oz act like this, to be honest. But the good people of Pennsylvania put him out. They elected this man Fetterman. Now, this man Fetterman, he gives me, remember that blue collar comedy tour? With all those white men that were like, you definitely know they were Trump supporters, but then it was a lighter era. You know, we were still in the Bush and Clinton era, so we could laugh about those, you know, kind of things, those inbred cousin kind of people. That's what he gives me. But they're saying that he's fighting on the right side of justice, and they have good things to say about Fetterman. So y'all let me know on my social media how you're really feeling, people of Pennsylvania. I definitely think the people are tired of people that are in Hollywood running for these government positions. We're sick. I do believe that they said when Schwarzenegger was a governor of California, it wasn't that bad. They said that, you know, Arnold came in and, you know, got the job done, terminated the entire election, got everything and everybody together. But after Trump, there's a bit of a sour taste in our mouths for Hollywood to be in office. Even though I do remember, was it a mayoral election or a government election where the lady, the redheaded Miranda from Sex and the City, she ran for a position and lost as well. So I don't think it's a good time for celebrities running. Dr. Oz, baby, I don't know what you were thinking. Y'all are going to get enough having dentists do your BBLs. That's what that gives me. You're going to get enough of that. He's in no one's government position before. Why in the world would he think he'd be the whole ass governor of Pennsylvania? You know, just because you got the money to do something, Joe Exotic, doesn't mean you need to waste your money on it. There's no reason why he would have needed to be the governor. I don't think you have that skill set. Y'all tell me, you know, as the viewers, is Dr. Oz, does he come from a government-based family? Like, what's it giving? Because I have no connection between him and any government position for him to feel comfortable enough to be going for governor. But that shows me we're so much sheep as a people. You know, we don't even know what to do at this point. We don't even know what to do. Okay, so moving on to more election stuff. You know, I feel like in this election, the biggest failure was Texas. Child, it was Texas. Hot mess in Texas. They elected Republican candidate Greg Abbott. Baby, and under Greg Abbott's eye was Uvalde. Uvalde was the school shooting that killed several little Latino children, babies, Latino, Hispanic, white babies died, okay? Sad. They died at the hands of a crazed young man, and absolutely deplorable behavior and absolutely deplorable management and government association came out of Texas. So for them to put Greg Abbott back in, I could just throw up in my mouth. He ran against Beto O'Rourke. Beto O'Rourke was the former presidential candidate, electoral candidate against Joe Biden and Kamala Harris at the time. Baby girl did not win when she started speaking broken Spanglish, okay? But Beto O'Rourke had some really strong, really amazing to me, dope ideas for the government, for Texas, for the world. He had the right idea, wrong execution. And you see that happen a lot in government. But where Greg Abbott got the girls, Greg Abbott got the girls being a good old boy. You know, Beto O'Rourke was not able to speak that Texas trashy language. When I watched Greg Abbott's speech, even the stuff that he was saying, you know, boo-boos on kids' knees, it was just all very remedial. But I would like to talk to y'all about why that wins in a presidential election. So a lot of times, and this is alleged, but this is what I have found in my research and in some cases heard before. A lot of times when you have a southern state, there's a certain rhetoric. To people a little bit up north, it seems a bit remedial, but it works in southern states. You know, when you want to run for government in southern states, you talk about beer, chicken, babies. You know, y'all did what's right for us, and, you know, y'all sticking with us, and, you know, America's first. Those are all dog whistles too. I really don't have to do anything. I have to just relate to your evangelical, because that's always the best one. Oh, you know, well, God wanted us here. And you know, we're a government raised by Jesus. You know, first of all, I love the Lord, but my Lord ain't say nothing about nobody's Greg Abbott getting back in office. The Lord didn't say that. And you know good and goddamn well the Lord didn't say that. But when you have a southern state, allegedly, that mindset is so ingrained, that Bible Belt whipping is so deeply ingrained that they're able to be convinced of anything. You know, if it goes along with, you know, some cowboy boots and some boards, then we'll just vote for that. We don't want those, you know, liberal thinking. It's all dumb, and it never benefits those poor people who usually have that remedial mindset in the long run. It usually whoops their asses. And they end up thinking that it's the, you know, left-wing Democratic Party that's doing it. And no, it's the Greg Abbott you voted in. They don't give a damn about poor people. They're going to continue to line their pockets no matter how many dead Mexican kids you got on the ground at elementary school. They don't give a damn. And they're going to continue to not give a damn. Like I said, it's horrible, horrible, horrible to watch. But America is getting everything she deserved. Now, on to the next. We've got in our news, we're going to do our health news. We're going to keep our news kind of serious for a second. Okay, we've got some health news, but we're going to actually go on to our local news. We've got some crazy, crazy, crazy local news to cover. And it actually really scares me. And I'm going to make this piece of news health news and local news. We're going to tie them all together. But we're actually going to call this segment the health news portion because it has something to do with, you know, making sure your surroundings are better and making sure your quality of life is better. But it's scandalous. Okay, so in a Mexican Airbnb, let's talk about it. In Mexico City, 3 young Black people went to an Airbnb where they all died of carbon monoxide poisoning. Their bodies, I don't know if have been shipped back to America yet. Their families are devastated. 2 young men and a young woman. One of the young people lives in Virginia. 2 of them live in New Orleans. And they are literally, they're not missing, but they are dead and gone. So they all had been traveling together before. This was like a traveling group, a bunch of friends. And they traveled to Mexico City, and now we're shipping their bodies back. They were all found dead in this Airbnb. One young lady, the only young lady that was there, had enough strength at the time to contact her boyfriend. While she was dying, she called her boyfriend, and she said, "I cannot feel my legs." She said, "I cannot feel my legs. I drank something, I consumed something, and I cannot feel my legs." And so it's really crazy. It's saying that this happened in Las Rositas, Cuamapala de Morelos. That is the city. Now, you know I butchered that down to the ground boots. Your girl did not take not even 1 year in Spanish. But the paramedics and the families are shook. Now, the young lady, initially in the reports, is saying the young lady called and said she drank something, okay? At the Sandals, it's a Sandals resort. But they are saying that it was carbon monoxide poisoning. All 3 of them. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Now, this has happened before in Mexico City. This has happened before in the Bahamas. Do you guys remember at one time, there was a bit of an epidemic? Now, this is where it ties into health news. There was a bit of an epidemic with people going down to different countries on vacation, islands and Latin-speaking countries in particular. They were drinking drinks. The drinks were sometimes looking a little iffy at first, and some of the drinks were looking regular. They were drinking their drinks and dying. Absolutely dying there and having to get their body shit back. Now, with this particular case, we're going to let it unfold, and we're going to report more on these 3 passed away young people. But what's interesting to me is I have to see if they were robbed as well. This definitely sounds like a setup, because why would all of them die? Who would be out to get them in Mexico City? But if you send their bodies back, if their bodies get sent back, and they tell me that jewelry's missing, things are IDs and you know, things are missing, I need more information. So we're going to continue to crack this case. And why I will call it health news is you guys be careful. You guys be careful. You go down, you see these pictures, try to take your Instagram picture, you're a walking motherfucking lick. You're a walking lick. Somebody is going to see you. They know you don't speak that language. You know, they know when you don't have that dialect. Baby, you're not blending in. You're looking like somebody that's going to be robbed. From other people, other countries' standpoints, especially with me traveling as much as I do, I know that other people look at America as rich. So they're thinking you ain't got nothing to lose but your life. They need every single piece of jewelry you got. They're automatically assuming it's real. And especially everybody looking and living like rappers, they don't know what's what. So you're in for a rude awakening in a lot of these countries. So please, I beg of you, even though they went with a group and died with a group, keep people updated. Watch your drinks. My God, today, watch your drinks. It's like I almost want people to go out of town and not drink anything, because it seems to be always tied back into that. So it's a really scary time. We are all targets. People are hungry. People don't have anything. And you looking good enough to eat, baby. So just make sure, you know, as we continue along with this story, you guys learn from this. And yes, I'm going to call this the health news. This was the health news. Y'all stay healthy, be aware. And smoking too. Don't go to these islands and to these other countries talking about where the weed at, where the drugs at. Because then you could really get got. They can give you a whole thing of white powder shoe polish. Some stuff we don't even have over here. And you done died. Now you done died. Your mama got to get your body back. Can't sleep. You know, like these poor young black kings and queens parents. So y'all be careful. It ain't worth it. You know, keep your head on a swivel. It ain't worth it. All right, let's talk about it. Okay, y'all, it's a lot going on right now in celebrity news. So I'm just so pressed to do it last. I'm pressed to do her last. Let's do the local news. This is actually kind of sad too. Tierra Whack. Our good girl Tierra Whack. Tierra Whack is an amazing, incredible, interesting, unique Philadelphia artist. She just got arrested a few hours ago at a Pennsylvania airport. The Pennsylvania airport, baby got caught on her with a loaded gun. Child, that really scares me. Tierra Whack is not somebody that, you know, you would think initially needs protection, but hell, neither was Takeoff. You know, and that's not somebody that I thought was out to get anybody. P&B Rock is not somebody I was thinking or anybody's out to get. So with that being said, I totally understand why Tierra Whack's mindset was, baby, I need to strap on me, because you're not going to take my life about this jewelry, about this wig. Do you see what I'm saying? It ain't worth it. So I'm really scared. They're saying it was in her carry-on bag, which makes me even more nervous because I'm like, did you forget it was in there? Did you think that there was a certain law where you could take it through the airport, Tierra Whack? What was going on? We would have to hear from her. So that's really scary stuff. We would have to hear from your girl. Because right now, Tierra Whack is in custody, baby. She has not been let go. Now, a similar situation happened to Juelz Santana. And he literally had to do a year and a day in jail. Lil Wayne had something similar happen to him. Not like Juelz Santana and Tierra Whack. Because Juelz Santana incident also happened having his loaded gun that was technically registered to him at the airport. I caution you guys, if you are going to fly with your artillery, please, 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 please check the laws in your state. Whatever state you're traveling to, check the laws, call the airport first, see the proper protocol, get on record that you called and checked, that you mean no harm and you'll be bringing it up there as a, whatever the heck you are. Because this situation is scary, 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 scary. And she's being charged for this. They're saying it's a loaded handgun, and I totally understand. Like, for those who don't know who Tierra Whack is, Tierra Whack was also acknowledged by Beyonce. So Google Beyonce and Tierra Whack, and I'm sure those who are on the mainstream side, y'all are going to get into her. I caution y'all to watch her videos. That girl Tierra Whack does not make videos. She makes masterpieces, and she does it every time. So free her, free the girl, free the Whack guy, because we cannot have our good girlfriend in jail about her protection now. Like, And they're saying that this all happened on Tuesday, and she was charged with disorderly conduct. So, yikes on the bike. I doubt that Tierra Whack had any prior, arrest. It's not giving me your girl is, back in the day she was slinging rocks. But you never know. She grew up in North Philly, born and raised on the playgrounds where she spent most of her days. And I feel like jail's not going to be where she needs to be. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. But I'm praying for her. Pray for Tierra Whack. All right, you guys. We're moving on. It's scary out there right now. The news is frightening me. It's giving me frightening boots vibes because I just feel like right now it's a scary time for artists. It's a scary time for people with money because everybody's so poor. And y'all don't get me on wealth gaps and generational wealth gaps because we'll be here all day. But back to that protection and needing that gun like Tierra Whack felt she did, we're going to crawl over to celebrity news and we're going to talk about Takeoff. We're going to talk about Takeoff. R.I.P. Kirshnick. We are in mourning. We're in mourning as a generation. And I want to take a different angle on my TV show than I did with my TikTok about Takeoff. I would like to talk to y'all about getting old and our past rappers. I hate this generation. I fucking hate y'all. Y'all are so annoying. Y'all are boring. Y'all are late. And y'all are some haters. My mama's generation is Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre and them, like Diddy. Diddy in his 50s. My mama is 55. Do you see what I'm saying? So I'm being born of that generation where their artists were allowed to get old. Snoop got gray locks. Dr. Dre probably throwing a Beijing in there. But Baby Daddy is 54, 55. He's 50-something. Our generation sucks so bad because none of our dopest people are able to get old. Like, don't y'all want to see them grow into the men that we, are so inspired by? Like a LL Cool J. LL Cool J is alive. Even Juicy J is alive. And I feel like our generation from P&B Rock to Jada Youngin to oh my gosh, King Von, like to Pop Smoke. Y'all are fucking annoying. Y'all get on my fucking nerves for real, like with all of that shit. And I feel like we're being robbed of what is such a blessing. Like our parents still get to go to, an old school night because everybody in New Edition lived. You see what I'm saying? Like, where's the fun in the Migos reunion when they get back cool? There can't be one because y'all are so fucking ghetto and late. And y'all take the fun out of everything. We're gonna get old. Everything is not so fucking die young, okay? Because some of y'all motherfuckers is so die young. Y'all putting drugs in y'all body. Y'all not managing y'all money. Y'all not preparing for the future. And you gonna be the motherfuckers that turn 90. Mad than a motherfucker. Okay? Because you 88 and was on some Lil Uzi Vert Die Young 27 club. No. Some of us get old. So let's improve our quality of life for the future because, yeah, y'all, sometimes there is a future. Hello? Wake up. No, I say that to say, of course, I'm going to say stop all the killings. But Lakeith Stanfield made a very prominent point. And at first I saw people against his point, but I would like to expound his point. So Lakeith Stanfield made a tweet. Of course, I'm going to put it here or here. Lakeith Stanfield made a tweet. He said that basically stop listening to rap because that inciting of that violence and that putting that kind of air of death on the culture is what's really killing us. And he's right and wrong. So I watched the interview. Now we're getting spooky. I watched the interview a year or so ago, but it's old. It's super old, and I saw it on TikTok. And it was an interview with Krissy Bone. Krissy Bone said he basically got like some sort of alleged Illuminati-esque call to where it was him and other executives in the industry and other major head of industries, right? So they all came into this room, and this was back in the 90s, I do believe. And they said, and in the 90s, remember, was conscious rap. Even though we had gangster rap, we had NWA, we still were leading on the 2000s with the Talib Kweli's. We still had the Commons, the Queen Latifahs. We still had those people who were still speaking truth to power. Shout out to Lovely T. And that were still informing you on what really goes on in the ghetto. We had a good balance of everything. You want to get in that mode where you want to think deeper? You would want to get in that mode where you want to rob a nigga. You want to get in that mode where you want to F a B. You know, all of that. That's what they provided back in hip hop back then. And this is when Krissy Bone had that meeting. Okay. So, all those heads of industry are there, right? And so, they are telling him and the other heads of industry the idea that we allegedly have for the music industry in these upcoming years is going to be putting them all on drugs and promoting more killing and violence. Therefore, they would be able to control and up the cost of guns, up the cost of drugs. Because at the end of the day, guns and drugs and guns and butter, y'all know how I feel. That's all government stuff. That's all government, CIA, associated stuff. Now, y'all could come get me about that information, but we know that. We know that the CIA brought in crack in the 80s. That's not news. You know what I mean? But there are some things in the industry that are all tied. Just like there is a prison industrial complex, there is a poverty industrial complex. It's one big wheel. And somebody is getting paid off the backs of poor people. Isn't that the tea? So in this meeting, back to the meeting, okay? Krissy Bone said that in this meeting, some people were so outraged. They were like, absolutely not. I would not be taking my company and help promote this death or whatever to the community, black community, young people community, to the culture. And they stormed out. They stormed out. Krissy Bone said he allegedly was not on the side of the people trying to implement death into the culture, but he stayed and listened. Because some people, he said, stormed out. They were like, absolutely not. And he went on to listen. And even though he did not do that, he wanted to clock all the tea. So fast forward years later, he said, wow, they effing did it. They made all you niggas junkies. And I love Future to death, but he's definitely a Peacoat and a Percocet. Like, why do you need both? You don't need both. And the gag is, a lot of these artists, Thug and Future, they don't do none of these fucking drugs. They not junkies. They making y'all niggas junkies to add to that complex. You see what I'm saying? And so I tie that all back to Lakeith. I get where he's coming from. The death is sewn into the music because it sells guns, it sells tragedy, and most important, when these artists die, these record companies can drop these posthumous albums. Record sales go up. we're all thinking about PNB Rock. They ain't got to really pay out PNB Rock's family. They had to pay out PNB. So now that he's dead, you know, he usually got a baby mama. None of these niggas get married. So that residual income is not going to go to their wife. Some may sprinkle down to their child. But the woman that they love, they put on the pedestal, if they was dripping in Gucci and gold the whole time they was alive, she gets nada. Ask Jada Youngin's baby mama over here scrounging for coins, arguing with the family, because she's like, shit, this nigga was so young. His peoples is getting most of his stuff. His son's not getting nothing. That's the conversation for another day. Keep watching my show. We're really going to take it there, because y'all done gave the wrong one a TV show. Y'all done gave the wrong one a TV show, baby. Y'all done gave the wrong one, because I'm not going to come on here and lie. Y'all need to start implementing marriage into the culture, because y'all got to understand, when you're not contractually bound to someone to make sure your assets are safe, when they body you in these industries to get the little streams off of your music that they're going to get forever. I'm going to be 80 clicking on PNB Rock. I'm still mad about that shit. They killed my man. Like, I got it. Anyway, let's go on to the next part of news before I get to acting up in here. Because y'all know I get mad about PNB, honey. I get upset. Okay. Don't even get me started. I'm getting heart palpitations thinking about my man. Okay, so continuing on with the celebrity news. We're gonna end it here. We're gonna end it here. But baby, this ain't really the end. Miss Aubrey, come to the front of the stage. The way they're dragging you, I'm honestly embarrassed. I want to stick up for you, but I kind of want to give some explanation behind you for a second. Let's talk about it. Okay, Aubrey, so I'm here to give more of an explanation on your behavior, Miss Mamas, because I feel like we've been in this relationship. And I don't have a crush on Drake. I don't like Drake. I'm not like attracted to him. He's probably attracted to me, but I'm definitely his type. I'm a big, thick island woman. I'm sure he would live, but I'm good, love, and joy. I say that to say, I feel as though Drake is in a weird position. He thought that those bars about Megan Thee Stallion, those bars about Serena's husband, he thought that was gonna give what it's supposed to give, and it didn't give to his highest level of giving. Okay? Nobody liked it. They've been calling him sassy. They've been putting full sets of nails on Drake. Like, they're dragging you, girl. And I just hate that for you. But I would like to give a deeper explanation on a lot of your behavior. So a lot of what I'm seeing in the research is people are saying they don't listen to Drake like that, for real, no more. I listened to his last album, Honestly Nevermind, and I thought it was incredible. I actually think it's a masterpiece. We don't talk about it enough. Honestly Nevermind is something that 10 years down the line, we're going to appreciate more. Like Solange's second album. When it first came out, got that drink on them, sip, 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 sip. That era, when that first came out, I remember y'all's critiques. Y'all were not feeling it. Y'all were like, this is late. It's not giving us Haley Street Dreams, and it's definitely not giving us Proud Family. We don't like it. Y'all play that today. Play that today. I bet you everybody in the room is going to stand up like they liked it the whole time. Everybody's going to stand up like they liked it the whole time. And I feel as though Honestly Nevermind is going to be that same type of vibe, 110%. The girls are going to get it later. So let's just let Honestly Nevermind cook. But I'm seeing a lot of people, Lovely T, Kev on Stage, different other journalists and bloggers that I watch. They are saying that they have not listened to a Drake album since Kiki, Do You Love Me? Hey, are you? I'm like, y'all are late. Because I loved Certified Lover Boy. Love Certified Lover Boy. Certified Lover Boy was great. They had bangers on it. Y'all are tripping. What? TSU? Stop. Play TSU right now and act like your leg ain't finna move. Like, I just quit playing. But at the same time, Lovely T and Kev on Stage are late 30s brushing 40. And I definitely think TSU's, I definitely think Certified Lover Boy was low-key for somebody more my age. I don't want to be age discriminatory by saying that, but I am saying that And y'all write me down in the comments of my different shows and my different pages, and y'all tell me whether or not I'm right. Is Certified Lover Boy for somebody else? You know, is it for a younger age group? But let me speak on Drake's newfound sassiness that everybody's speaking on. Drake's newfound sassiness comes from a place of hurt. Drake did not think he was going to get a French whore pregnant. He did. She was able to escape to France, to where all those black strippers that he put babies in, Delicious, I'm talking about you too, because I know your tea. I know that he got Delicious pregnant at one point, and when she found out that Sophie Brousseau was allegedly pregnant, the baby mama, they said that she was absolutely losing it. They said mama's head was exploding when she found out that that young white lady was allowed to keep the baby, okay? Because Drake has enough abortions under his belt to create a good-sized, K-pop group, basically. And I feel that, he's a young Scorpio. He ratchet. You feel me? He ain't got no daddy. But shout out to Mr. Dennis. He got a daddy. Lord Jesus. He had no true guidance at first. When Drake was in at the strip club, it was nobody watching him. Lil Wayne surely wasn't. And, it was a problematic time. There is a lot of young ladies who have allegedly said they were pregnant by Drake that were lying, Johnny Blaze. Girl, Lovely T said Johnny Blaze was lying about being pregnant by him. I thought that was late. I was like, you're late, you're corny. A lot of people say Johnny Blaze music is good. I wouldn't even know, because I can't get past the popcorn smell to even get to the richness of the sound. Like, I'm so annoyed by her. But I know that there was a stripper young lady that got pregnant by him, and we ain't seen her since. I don't know if baby's body's in the river. I don't know if she's somewhere in Acapulco under an assumed name. But Drake got her ass out of here. But yeah, Sophie Brousseau was able to keep a baby. And we love Adonis. We let you we let you baby hair Adonis's edges and all of that, and we don't say shit. But when you get to coming for Olympia's mom and her baby daddy, that's when we all have a problem. But y'all gotta understand where this place of hurt and not knowing yourself and the direction you really want to go in, where it stems from. So Kev on Stage, one of my favorite entertainment bloggers, brought up Drake being a pop artist and going with whatever vibe the girls are going for. If everybody's Jamaican, Drake's Jamaican. If everybody is British, Drake's British. If everybody's ghetto, Drake's ghetto. If everybody's white and EDM, he's white and EDM. He's having a biracial existential crisis. But this particular existential crisis is specifically for, and I think, y'all tell me what y'all think, baby. This is specifically for me, for those biracial people who felt the absence of their black parent, specifically their black dad. Also see below Doja Cat. You got Drake, sad story, black American dad story, to where his mama went and nutted in this Jewish lady in Canada, then went back to Memphis like nothing happened. Yeah, they shipped him down to the Memphis to see his hood uncles and shit. But Miss Sandy did the brunt of that young man's agenda for the day, okay? It wasn't no Mr. Dennis that was driving him up the road to Degrassi. It was Sandy, and that's probably about it. Sandy and her peoples, and probably his babushka and them, okay? And I get that, and I respect them. But this is what happens, black men who date white women and put babies in them and leave. This is the product that you get. You get a young biracial person, Doja Cat, that either wants to be down so bad he doesn't know where he fits in. So he's trying to fit in somewhere. And it comes off corny, Aubrey. Or you get a biracial person that totally dissociates, that is so removed from black culture in that way, they damn near don't even want to be a part. But to be black is to be talented, to be beautiful, to be rich. And so Doja's walking around here with an ass fatter than Megan's, you feel me, not knowing how to braid her 4C hair and get it to grow. Do you see what I'm saying? Shaving her beautiful. I'm talking about Doja looks like a sexy alien. She's gorgeous. And that's Mother Africa on that face and body. So she could shave her head and give you, girl, you look like the leader of the Dora Milaje with prettier face paint, warrior paint on. The girl looks exquisite. But that connection of her being like, I'm so fucking disassociated and I hate this nigga hair, shave it. You know what I mean? Because none of her black aunties came down there and gave her a hot oil treatment. Where was y'all? Do you see what I'm saying? So that's what ends up happening. And I think that's what Drake is going through. Nobody's going to call it out in the way that I'm going to call it out. Because I'm just going to call it out. Because I'm still going to be a Drake fan after this. Sorry. I'm going to listen to Bang the whole album. Shout out to Suki Baby on the cover. Giving the girls teeth. Giving the girls spider lashes. You know what I mean? I came for Suki and stayed for 21. I'm going to listen to this album. But I want to get y'all to understand that we're just going to put Aubrey on our prayer list. Aubrey thought that he was going to be Michael Jordan. You know, he was going to be, I can't even say LeBron. Somebody in the industry who got to fuck all the hoes they wanted. Hit every hoe in sight on the road. And then go back and find a nice, kind, beautiful wife that really loves him. And I'm sure every kind, beautiful, sweet girl that came into Drake's life, he probably either made her feel uncomfortable or he probably can't attract a real bitch. Only because he be telling the secrets. Drake gets upset with you, he gets put in a song. So a real bitch not gonna want to fuck with that. Somebody real is gonna be like, boy, I'm a doctor. I got real secrets. I'm not trying to, you know, even though we match money, I'm not trying to tangle with no Drake. He's good for the weekend, and that's tea too. I know some tea about that. This is between you and me. I know some tea about a girl that used to mess with Drake, allegedly. She had a husband. Drake was her side nigga, and she was spinning Drake. Allegedly, let it be told, he's like, let me fly you to Beijing. Let me fly you out, babe. Like, I'm just trying to see you get that whatever you gonna give me. She's showing my friend the phone like, ugh, him again. Drake, you're thirsty in these married women's DMs. Like, that's how low we've sunken. So pray for Aubrey. There's a lot more going on than y'all think. And he's just on my prayer list. I want more for him than it seems like he wants for himself. Okay, y'all. Well, that wraps up the show. You know, I was going to do a little bit of local news regarding the flood that's going on. Pray for Florida. But I gave y'all hell and high water about global warming the other day. And so I just feel like I'm not going to drag y'all through the mud with the global warming conversation again, but aren't you tired? Isn't it obvious? Florida is just going to float away and break off in a minute. It's 70-something degrees in Ohio in November. You know, kiss your babies, kiss your daddy, hide your kids, hide your wife, because they melting everybody. Global warming is here, and she's going to continue to have us flood, crazy winds. It's a lot going on in the environment. So I want y'all to read up and take heed. I am not Greta Thunberg, but baby, I'm Krissy Clemens, and I'm here to give y'all the news. So we're going to be doing a little bit of it all on my show. I thank y'all. I thank y'all for coming and watching my show. Y'all made my show the second highest on Nosy Bystander TV. Y'all had a thug crying in the mile. And I appreciate that. Y'all are making a little girl's dreams come true. So, y'all catch me here again next week. The girls are going to continuously be shaking. So, y'all keep it locked right here on the Everybody Hate Krissy show. And I'll see y'all next week with more tea, more news, and more in my opinion. Bye.